Hey, it's JamiThatsMe here. Listen, I'm back for us to talk more about this T Hood situation and K Frost. All right. For those of you guys that somewhere been under a rock, let me give you a quick synopsis. All right. K Frost has been dating this guy known as T Hood, also known as a rapper, for it seems to be a few years now. All right. They ended up getting into some sort of domestic dispute where one or more of her brothers ended up being called. Later on in that dispute, it resulted in the death of T Hood. All right. From the details that we have learned is that her brother Kai Frost, the brother that her dad has with Rashida, okay, the rapper Rashida, from our understanding, the police are saying that he is a prime suspect. We also have heard that the police was looking at the situation as a possible self-defense type of situation, but more details, more investigation is happening. But although this investigation is happening, T Hood's family will not allow it to rest because they are more so focused on the fact that they feel like Kelsie set their brother up, all right, or their relative is what I'll say up. So that's been a lot of speculation with them accusing Kelsie of setting up their brother to be killed. Well, it resulted in Kelsie having to come out on her own. She didn't have to, she was told not to, but she chose to do it anyway, which is to put a statement out saying that, hey, I had nothing to do with that. I don't condone that. I didn't call my family to get in my matters. I did not do any of the things that you guys are thinking. So let's not do that. He was leaving. He should still be here. Okay. She put that statement out, and then she ended up being exposed from a recorded call that the sisters and the mom had with her, where she stated that her brother Kai, she didn't say his name specifically, but she did say the brother shot T Hood. Okay, that is something that came out of her mouth, and her voice is very distinct, and we could hear that on the call. All right. Now, shortly after that, it's been a lot of things happening. They decided to drop footage. Now, it wasn't necessarily Miss Kelsie that dropped this footage. It was one of her friends that came to the front to drop this footage, and it showed on more than one occasion T Hood abusing her. Okay. Beating her. And it just came so out of nowhere as she was at home minding her business. He would just barge into the room and begin to assault her on more than one occasion. Now, a lot of people have been disputing, although he did put his hands on her in the past, does that have anything to do with the night that he actually died? If you ask me, yes, I am willing to believe that that did play a factor. However, I do not know. I was not there to confirm or to deny the details. And the sisters have been saying, listen, if you got the footage of what took place in your room, then show the footage all throughout the house, girl. Show the footage outside when he died and things like that, right? And I'm sure we may get that footage at some time. Okay. So she has not put this information out, but one of her very close friends did release this information. And she also let us in on insight about a young lady named Vanessa that he had been messing around with. She also let us know that he attacked Vanessa. Right. At least that's what, the friend is saying. She said when he ended up getting popped those 3 times because he was shot before, his death at this particular time, he was shot back in the spring of this year. She's saying that was because he was jumping on some other young lady. Right. And that I don't know if that was Vanessa or not, but he was jumping on another young lady, and that led to him being shot and being in the hospital where Kay was by his side throughout that time frame. Okay. And then, hey, here we are. So much has been happening. I did give you guys yesterday a video of where one of her friends came to the front to share, additional details about their situation, their relationship, or whatever, right? So we got into all of that yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. The young lady gives more details where she's talked to the baby mama. She gave us more details about the Vanessa girl, the type of person T Hood was. She gave us a lot of information. So definitely check that video out if you're behind. But what I want to tap into now is where the sisters decided to expose this particular footage of Miss Kelsie saying that she was toxic as well. And, they feel like, in my opinion, what it appears to be to me, that they are saying she's not a victim, right? She was abusing him like y'all feel like he was abusing her. And if you ask me, the two do not, they're not the same. But we're going to go ahead and get into this video that they wanted to expose. So let us check this out.
Get the fuck out of my face. Go put her on stage. You have her on set. The fuck you bringing her out for, bitch? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Dumb bitch. Oh, you're the biggest. You're the biggest, babe. Oh, you are. That's what the fuck you put on your stage? Fuck you and your stage.
So you wasn't there to support me?
No. Leave, bro.
So
Yeah, it's that what it's about. Your actions, your actions, your actions. Go up with a performer, go up with a real bitch. I'm tired of you putting that bitch in my face. I'm tired. I'm so tired of you putting her in my face. Fuck you. That's who you want to share status with. That's who's big to you. That's who got motion. That's a real bitch. Fuck, I can say. Oh, she's this. Go over there, nigga.
All this because I had.
Wasting my fucking time with you.
So you're mad because.
I'm pissed! Idiot! Get out!
You're mad because you didn't perform.
Yes! Whatever bullshit small narrative you want to fucking create it as, I don't care! Get the fuck out of my face. Go put her on stage.
All right, so you guys just saw that, right? You saw her yelling at him, and the sisters are trying to kind of, make the two appear to be the same. And I have to disagree. I don't think they're the same. There are vast differences here. One, it seems like he caught her in the middle of, I would say, I'm not going to say an argument, but I'll say a rant where she was visibly upset, and him having the camera on her and following her back and forth was definitely antagonizing her, as he did when he brought the young lady on the stage or whatever it was. She said he keeps putting the young lady in his face. It just proves to me that he has a history of antagonizing her in an effort to get some sort of response. At least that's how I feel about the situation, right? So not only that, but we're looking at this from like in the middle of whatever he was recording. I don't know what happened before that. If he recorded before that, maybe this was the beginning. But what I'll also highlight is this is coming from his phone, whereas the footage we saw came straight from her house, right? And there really isn't no comparing when you have a person that's yelling, screaming, they're upset. Right, that's one thing, but then you also got a person that's physically. Now, if he was yelling at her, he was screaming, I feel like people would have reacted a bit differently than they did, seeing that he literally yanked her up, choked her up, hit her, did whatever he did, without her even doing anything. It was it appears to us that it was unwanted, right? Unwarranted, none of that. He just did what he wanted to do. And you just can't, in my personal, I don't think you can relate the two. I think you just have to accept the L, that is what he did. So it seems like the sisters are trying to come to the front to say that they're damn near the same person, right? I also want us to check out something, because first of all, there is another friend that came to the front to explain additional details about T Hood and an incident that took place with the T Hood and Kelsie and things, and her as well. And we'll get into that. But in the meantime, I want us to switch over here. I want us to switch over here, and I want us to get into what it is one of the sisters had to say, right? So she says, no one is excusing the fact that someone put their hands on anybody. I said what I said. She was not afraid. Be mad all you want. That isn't showing why he was shot in the back 7 times while walking away. I have to agree. I have to say that with this particular situation, I will say him being shot in the back 7 times, it is like, hey, the footage does not show why he got shot, right? So I understand that part. But when you say that you're not excusing the fact that somebody put their hands on somebody, you putting out a video trying to show her in the same manner in which he was and try to relate the two when they're completely different. In all honesty, it does look as though you are actually excusing it. Okay. But hey, those are my thoughts. Let us keep going. Okay. Let's see what else we have up here. She says nobody is trying to make him look better than just she says this just shows that she be aggressive too. You wouldn't raise your voice at your abuser because this is someone you're supposedly scared of. Ma'am, I so disagree. That is not true. That is not true at all, right? Because abusers will allow you to, when you get frustrated and you do yell, right? They'll still jump on you. It don't mean that she's not scared because she's yelling. I feel like she's reacting, right? But at the end of the day, whatever it is, it doesn't excuse what he did. You can try and, twist it up. You can do Tetris. You can do whatever it is that you want to do and try to make it the same, make it fit. And to me, it's really not. It's just not going. It's not the same because she's yelling, she's loud, she's upset. He's parading another woman in front of her and stuff. I feel like this is all mental abuse in my personal, right? Because he's getting into her psyche. I told you guys, just like Eve said, okay, love is blind. It'll take over your mind, right? And that's one of the tactics that he used. She goes on to say, y'all more mad than her. Well, it seems like y'all might be y'all more mad. And we understand why y'all are the ones more mad. But we get it because this was your relative that you lost, right? And there's that, okay? So this is more of what's being said, and we're actually going to get into that post as well because another one of her sisters ended up coming out and having some things to say, and we will get into that in just a second. Let's see here. All right. The first thing I want to get into is where the mom, right? So the mom got into some things and she made a post on her page, about everything and stuff and saying that the narratives people are putting out there are lies, right? So this person responded to her and said, all of that is cool and all, but why lie? The way you guys did, my mom is close friends with his neighbor that also gave a witness statement. You know that wasn't your brother's house or from the jump. She says, your brother just had a situation with someone else and you guys posted nothing about it when they shot him, nor did you guys retaliate. And she's referencing, whoever this person is, they're referencing the shot, him getting shot back in April. Okay. So that is what they're referencing. Now, the post was made by the mom. Of course, people got in the comments, they start interacting, and then you see this person responding to someone. The person she's responding to is not a relative of that person. So for her to say, your brother and stuff, it wasn't a relative. It was just someone giving their opinion. So they're responding and they said, you, meaning the sisters also got on social media talking like y'all knew for a fact. They said, it looks like to me, you guys didn't know anything at all. You lied on Kai. Boy, you also lied and said that they were called. How the fuck can you call someone to the house that they own? That was Kai's house from the jump. You guys deliberately put this false info out, and now that I know exactly what happened from the actual witness that watched your brother pull out on Kai first is insane. Now, I don't know how true this is. Now, this person is alleging that something was pulled out on Kai first. Kai responded, but what's also interesting to me again is that Kay said they were leaving, or at least he was leaving, and he still got those shots in his bag. Okay, the person goes on to say, you guys lied and tagged blogs literally an hour after he died, but didn't tag no blogs when they shot him prior to that for pistol whipping a female. Whew, this is what somebody had to say. Now there is more, so let us get into it. Okay. Somebody else got in the comments and they were responding to the mom. They said, you knew he was beating on her. Mothers need to take accountability, right? So this same person came back, the one we just read from earlier, says, you and your kids got on social media an hour after your son died, didn't even grieve right. First thing y'all did was tag the blogs. Answer a couple of questions for me. Why you lie? You got up here and said he shot him in his back. No, he didn't. Then you said that was your son's house. That was a lie. That's technically Kai's house your son was living in rent free. Another thing y'all said, he left the scene whenever he says when he never did. Okay, that was one thing. He left the scene when he never did. Now I'm willing to believe that because in the news reports they did say a person was detained at the scene. Somebody was detained, right? They go on to say, and they all seen the same thing. Your son got popped prior to that weeks before for pistol whipping a girl in front of everybody, and you weren't posting a damn thing about justice or trying to get any back when that situation happened. But now it's the Frost family. Now that it's the Frost family, you want to post about it. Okay, so this is what this person was saying. It seems like a lot of people got in the mom's comments and started to pretty much go off. Right now, the sister gets online, and she also. This is a mess. It's a lot going on. Okay, the sister gets online and she says, "Y'all comments don't affect me, but keep them going to bring awareness to the situation. Like I said before, DV isn't okay, but neither is gun violence." She says, if they had footage for this long from whatever winter fall season that was, why not, as the rich family seek higher help, Okay, as the richer family, why not seek help? She says restraining order, court arrangements. She says, I don't know if my friends knew I was going through such situations or more. Why not sit me down and maybe suggest rehabilitation? Ooh, are you talking about rehabilitation for her? She needed rehabilitation because you guys did allege that she was using drugs and things. Maybe that's what the case is. The sister goes on to say moving away or letting her stay with you for a while. How about getting him up at her house if that's not his house? She goes on to say 2025, I need y'all to stretch y'all ways of thinking. We didn't live there, but if the brother lived there, why not extend to the family before waiting to kill someone? All right. Now, what reports were showing based on what the friend put out there yesterday, the friend was saying that they tried to reach out to the family or whatnot, try to get Kirk involved, but it seems like at whatever cost, she still goes back to him. So it seems like they may have washed their hands of everything after she continued to go back. I mean, even after he died, she flipped on her brother and she still was focused on him. Right? So then she says, I don't know, y'all comments are just as questionable when you think of one side. She says they knew what was going on with footage. Still don't justify overkill 7 hits to the body. So someone says she definitely should have called the police, but at the end of the day, they both were obviously okay with the situation being as toxic as it was. She weird for calling her brother, then defending the same man that abused her, and he lame for putting his hands on her, knowing he has multiple sisters. Sadly, someone has lost their life and 2 families are now affected, all because one person can keep his hands to himself. Hopefully, the full truth comes out, but pointing the blame in this situation don't really matter right now. It's what the judge and the jury thinks, right? 1000%, that is so true. Okay. So then the sister also comes back and she says, let's get this clear. My mother isn't big on texting like a few. She will pick up the phone and call you or physically come to the situation herself if need be. Bash all you want, but it still doesn't make sense to the primary suspect not ever being in custody. Never was he in question. Well, it sounds like he was questioned. Ain't that's what she said on the phone? If it's self-defense, where is he? It's a murder case, homicide, not a DV case. So, I am asking, okay? She says, I want to see the day he died, not old videos the friend holding on to or withheld until she felt herself to release them. If it's, she said, if it's self-defense, why did Kelsie herself say he was leaving? Why is she still screaming she loved my brother? Nobody knows their relationship but them and God. Well, if nobody knows their relationship but them and God, I think that it's a bit unfair then for y'all to have come out the way that y'all did and then accuse this girl of setting your brother up if don't nobody know the situation and none of us were there. So she says the sad part is nobody will ever know what they were going through in that house. However, if your camera is pointing directly into the bed, it has to be one outside, has to be one in the driveway or at the door. I'm not excusing or condoning a man hitting a woman. If I had that information on my friend, we would have had her relationship come to an end. We don't get to make decisions on how and when our friends end relationships. That is really on them. Now we can aid them and support them and talk to them in hopes that they will leave, but it's a mental game at that point, right? That's on them. It's a heart game when it comes to them. So then she says, if I had that information on my friend, we would have had her relationship come to an end the proper way, not waited out until someone died to release what I knew was going on for years, for months. I kind of agree a little bit, but then, you risk the situation with your friend, right? If you expose it, he could flip on you, want to get at you. She may not talk to you anymore. The little friendship you do got with your friend is even less because you exposed it. But then also, who's to say she got this footage back then? Maybe she just got the footage when all of this went down. And now that she has it, she can release it. I don't know. But y'all let me know your thoughts. She says, premeditated in my eyes. If I got 10 brothers, they would have made sure I was protected. We only had 7. There is no reason he should be dead. They could have had him locked up. Okay. So that is what the sister is having to say. All right. Now, as I told you guys before, there is a friend that had to come to the front and share her thoughts about the situation at hand. And I do want us to go ahead and check out what this friend said, and then we'll get into a little bit more. All right. So let's check this out.
That's what y'all need to be doing, touching y'all nose, because y'all speaking on something y'all don't even know about at all. If you genuinely cared about Kay, her well-being, just her as a person, and Hood knew that you was actually a true, genuine friend, you had to go. I'm gonna speak on this one night, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Me and Kay linked up at Loud House Studio, and she was just like, oh, Hood's on his way, we're finna meet him here. Then Kay had a show that night at Candyland. If you was at Candyland that night, okay. Everybody talking about, like, why she didn't call the cops? Why didn't y'all tell his friends? Bro, y'all don't think the cops got called? Y'all don't think his friends knew? This one night he tweaked out so bad at Candyland, his dudes came out of the club and went to him talking about some, oh, you good, bro? He's not good. Why won't y'all get y'all mans and take him home? They sat there and laughed. They thought it was funny that he was tweaking out on 4 or 5 females in the parking lot, bro. Be for real. Mind you, I told Kay before we even went into Candyland, he was tweaking out so bad. I said, look, Kay, I'm finna go, because I don't do this. I don't do this. And she know I don't do that shit. But it had been a minute since I had been with my homegirl, and she had a show. So I was just like, you know what? But we ignored it. We put it to the side, went inside of Candy. The booking she had was with another dude on the song. So we all in the section or whatever. And baby boy, let me just tell you, Hood showed his behind. I mean, he showed his behind at this show. He kept sending different females to the section, trying to like start drama. So it got to the point where now I'm out of my body. Now I'm acting and showing my behind, because what you're not finna do is try to get my friend jumped or touched. Not when I'm around. When he noticed that these females wasn't finna get close to my homegirl Kay that night, that's when he took it upon himself to like basically put his hands on her while we in Candyland. He's putting his hands on her. His friends didn't step in to help. They sat there and watched like, oh, whatever. It took the dude that my homegirl had on the song with her. His people stepped in and he tried to beat them up. Like, tried. Same homeboys in the comments talking about why y'all ain't tell us, why y'all ain't tell us. It's the same homeboys that would just sit there and watch this happen. Like, I grabbed Kay by the arm, grabbed her cousin, and I dragged them up out of Candyland, because we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing this. Never that. But he wanted the spotlight. He wanted the spotlight so bad. We leaving out of Candyland. T-Hood's still going bizarre. So at this point, I'm just like, hey, let me grab my stuff out of your car, and I'm definitely calling me an Uber this time. Like, not doing it. Tell me why. He goes to the passenger side of the car, and he opens the car door and throws my designer bag, y'all. My designer bag out of the car. I mean, he throws it like a football. Purse break, everything fall out, everything just go everywhere. What is his homeboys doing? Sitting there watching. Just sitting there watching. At this point, my mouth got reckless. I don't know what was said. I don't care what was said. It got to the point where he felt the need to pull a gun out on me. T-Hood pulled a gun out on me at Candyland in the parking lot. What is his homeboys doing? Nothing. Again. And then the police, APD, was already out there. So when I'm yelling like, oh, if you're going to pull a gun out, use it. That's when APD starts walking over to my friend's vehicle. The cops actually take him this night. Like, they take him away from the car, whatever. Get him away from us. So we were able to leave. He's texting my homegirl Kay like, oh, you really finna let me go to jail, da-da-da-da, because we were already just finna trail her back to her crib. But she was like, oh, he's texting me saying like he's going to jail, so she's good. Whole time, y'all, it's a skit he's doing. T-Hood never got arrested. He was never in jail that night. He actually got dropped off at Kay's residence and waited for her to get there. Y'all keep saying he lived there because he has some things there. If he lived there, why was he breaking into her crib? He broke into her crib that night. So Kay pulled up to her crib. She opens up the garage. She pulls in the garage, closes the garage, and then that's when Hood comes out of her door and starts beating on her. Me and Cece were on the phone with Kay already on 3-way. All we hearing is just y'all know what we hearing. Me and my homegirl, Cece, we just got in our cars and just did the dash to Kay's house. And when me and Cece finally got there, no vehicle, window broken, garage door broken. It's just a bunch of... So the police actually had to come and take a report because of a stolen vehicle. So the cops had came to Kay's crib like 5-6 times, like searching for him, couldn't find him. Then he finally pulls up, like once the police activity like finally died down. He pulls up and we wake up to him just standing over our bodies. I mean, just standing over our bodies type. So for the girlies that's hollering out, she should have just called the cops. The cops were called. If the cops are called and there's nobody to arrest, guess what? Then no arrest is going to be made, stupid. Yes, he was her abuser, but y'all making it seem like it ain't like 1,000 movies out on situations like this, like where someone falls in love with their abuser. Like, y'all act like that ain't real. The dude Hood was one of them people, like, he would beat on you, then do like he would self-inflict harm on himself, and then he would like cry about it. So like, you really feel bad for him, like you're really feeling like sympathy for him, like, dang, he done been through so much effed up stuff in his life, like this is why he's lashing out, this is why he's doing that. So that's why Kay was the way she was. She felt sympathy for him. She didn't want to leave him just because his flaws was showing. But that was beyond his flaws. That was him. That was him. I don't care what y'all say, that was him as a person. I just spoke my truth. It is what it is. I'm speaking on what I actually know, not what y'all out here trying to make it seem like. Because the baby mama playing both sides, Vanessa, you playing both sides, his homeboys, y'all playing both sides. I said what I said, and that's that. If y'all actually cared about that man, y'all would have helped him out when y'all had the opportunity. But instead, y'all kept playing, oh, I'm scared of him. Oh, he gonna try to fight me. Look where it got him. Nobody helped. Blame yourself, not my homegirl. Keep her name out your mouths.
Ooh, honey, y'all just heard what she had to say. She got a lot of things off her chest. She called out a lot, breaking everything down. Yeah, that was giving extreme weird behavior, abusive man behavior. She gave a lot of the spiel. You guys can leave your thoughts down below, but she mentioned someone named Vanessa, and I kind of want us to check out a few of the comments where she was kind of like in the comments going back and forth actually with this young lady here. So let us go ahead and hop over into that. All right, so I want us to check out this post where Vanessa kind of got down in the comments and she's going back and forth with this young lady. She says, what father know his daughter getting beat up in a house with her brothers and don't do nothing? Oh, okay. So the girl says, girl, please find a corner to sit in. Vanessa says, I will, but not now. So Angel says, you know what's up, babes, I promise. So then the other friend that came out to us on yesterday showing video and giving us additional details, she says, wasn't he beating her ass too? Okay, wouldn't he be ass too? That's what she says. Now, is there more? Right? So Angel responds and says, definitely was bragging about it before. So Vanessa says, she wasn't being my ass. And like I said, me and Kay was cool till she was being weird as fuck. All right. She says, ain't no way y'all coming at me like I don't know what the fuck going on. Please. So Angel says, cool. She says, you got caught sleeping with him while you was playing it cool in her face. Be for real. Vanessa says, we was in a whole relationship, all three of us. Laugh my ass off, man. Listen, this is crazy. Okay. Then Angel responds and says, bro, stop the cap. Someone says, you look like you do every drug under the sun. Oh, no, you didn't tell this girl that. Until you speak on that, you were the reason he got shot back in April. Please shut up. You keep commenting back to back. He put belt to your ass, too. Shut up, smoker. That's crazy. So Martina comes back and says, girl, don't make me post you begging Hood to hang out. And you telling him you will give him some money to hang out. You was a trick. Oh, y'all are just vulgar in the comment. So she says that's a lie. She's responding to Vanessa again. I have messages of you being mad because he didn't leave her. Oh, it's a lot going on. And if Vanessa said, I have messages of her doing the same, we could play for real. Oh, wow. This is taking a turn. She says, we both know the truth, but it's okay. I gave him money and best believe I got some from him too. Y'all just so lame trying to exploit on this SHI. Then here they just going. They just going. Okay. Martina says, Jaleesa says she got on you about doing that with him. All right. I guess doing those things with him, the drugs or whatnot. That's what Martina put out the other day. So then she says, you got to stop with the poly. I seen the messages of you telling him to be with you and not her. That's not poly, baby. That's you begging. Oh, gee. Oh, the people have been going in. The people have been going in, girl. I'm talking about in it. In it. Listen, it's a lot going on, y'all. I just had to come and give y'all that breakdown real quick. Please make sure you're liking up the video, you're subscribing, all of the good things, okay? Leave your thoughts and comments down below about this. I just had to come and give you guys a quick update of what's happening between everybody. But that's all that I got. I'm Jami, that's me. I'm going to catch y'all in the next one, honey. Bye.
Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a praxis. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up, I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can fill the pool, we gon' make them swim. Nigga front you some money, I just gotta. Yeah, tell him I preach to the choir.